Hmm.
Mhm.
The Belize.
Okay. Link posted.
Yeah, I'm typing it in now.
Okay. Now that I posted in a couple other different groups that I'm in.
Yeah, I need to. I was doing that.
Um, although today I was off task, I didn't hit them with the reminder that we were doing the show tonight. So I'll just post the link and be like, yeah, it's here.
Yeah, I get it.
I normally do the reminder, but I was trying to get
Oh,
my
I understand.
work on. Okay. Because I was on vacation and going
Oh, you
back from
were?
that vacation. Yeah,
Okay. What are you up to?
nothing. It was a staycation. It's one of those, ease on
Mm-hmm.
the loop kind of things. So I have every Monday, Friday off in
What are you
December.
up to?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So when I'm back, trying to work hard before I go back out again because I try not to leave too much work for my team.
Gotcha.
I'm one of those nice people.
You sound one of those nice people.
Yeah, because not everybody does it.
No, everybody doesn't do it that way.
They do not. Some folks don't
Mm.
care.
So are you gonna support your little team? Cause they gonna mess around and win the damn East. You gonna support your little team?
Look, man, I've yet to stop supporting my little team.
Okay.
However, but I feel better if we don't. Because did I mention I want Chip Kelly on the first thing smoking out of Philly? First
Well,
thing.
but it's not under precedent that I mean I can't even talk. It's not it's not it's not a long shot that he won't leave even if they do make the playoffs. Look at Lovey Smith.
Well, yeah, but let's just reiterate, but that was a stupid decision by the Bears. This will be a
Yeah. But I'm talking about
fine judgment.
he may just say I'm out because of all the
Oh,
hoopla.
and I'm okay with that too. If Jeff Flory decides that he wants to keep him, but Chip is, interviewing with multiple colleges today, I'm
Well,
fine with that.
but here's
He
the
could
funny
be out.
thing: a lot of those jobs that we thought were going to be open are starting to close up pretty quick.
That's true.
Yeah, the Miami job, the USC job, what else? Florida job. Shoot, South Carolina got the South
Well,
Carolina
that's true.
job is gone. So yeah, yeah,
So Chip, if you're listening, get on it. Oh, sorry. Get on it.
that's funny.
Start right now today.
I
Do
want to know
not delay, sir.
what's up with this Twitter account. It's not. I'm trying to tweet. Maybe it's the internet, but my tweets aren't going through.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say I don't have anything on the Twitter. Hold on. Oh, that's what I need. Copy link.
Oh, okay.
Send
Well,
that out.
this one went through, but the other one didn't. I was trying to tweet that sucker. But yeah, I mean, Eagles will mess around and just be like, yeah, we ain't trying to win, but the division is so bad, and we just pick off a game here, pick off a game there. Now, don't get it
Our
twisted.
division is not even bad. It is pathetic.
But I want, I was listening to ESPN, and I was hearing them talking about realignment and getting rid of the divisions and going to this and comparing it to college, and I just for all the people out there that want to ride that. Look, it happens. Okay, you get a couple of years here and there where the team, certain divisions are just not good. But here's the funny thing about it: even when they're not good, there's still a story. You don't know who's going to win that division, and Lord forbid, the Giants win that division. you know what they do in the playoffs when nobody least expected.
Right. Well, if the Giants Giants win the division and make the playoffs at 9-7, we can go ahead and scratch them in for the Super Bowl winners. Because the last two times they won the Super Bowl, weren't they? Because
They were
I know
wild
they were
card.
9-7 the first time, but the
They
second
were
time weren't they
10-6.
9-7 again?
Nah, they were 10-6 one time and 9-7 one time. I don't know which one which, but
Okay.
but one of the first times they actually scraped into the playoffs on the last day and won the division. And then the other time they just won the division. I think it was 10-6. I think they scraped in at 9-7 and won in 10-6. But
Yeah.
bottom line, they're gonna get a home playoff game. And I'm like, if the Giants, I mean, think about it. I'm not really scared of the Redskins at a home playoff game. Not really scared of them. Definitely not scared of Dallas. Dallas does not even want to win at home, so I'm not scared of Dallas. The Eagles, they have lost a couple games in Philly in the playoffs, but I'll give them more of a shot. Let's mess around and get a home playoff game in New York. Yeah, I don't care who they playing. They got a shot to win. So, especially think about it, they're gonna want to play in. Okay, if they win a division, they're gonna be a four seed.
Right.
The fight is Seattle. And as good as Seattle can be, you ain't gonna tell me right now that the Giants can't beat Seattle at home. I would want to see that line. I would think that line wouldn't be more than 3 points either way.
Yes, but I also think Seattle they're having a moment kind of like the Giants where they're coming on at the right time. Like in the past, the Giants came on at the right time at the end of the season and they got hot. Right now, I wouldn't want to have to play. If Seattle gets into the playoffs, I don't want to have to play them.
Well, they're going to get in.
That's not going to be an easy. They're going to be a lot harder out than people think if they're basing it off of their performance at the beginning of the season rather than where they are right now.
But here's the thing that Seattle doesn't have that they've had the last couple of seasons. They're going to have to win all the games on the road. And I don't see them winning 3 road games. I don't see that happening. Because they're going to be.
The year they won the Super Bowl, they won all the games but one on the road.
No, they didn't.
Yes, because they've had to play. Because that year they played Carolina, and then they played the Redskins. Or did they play the Redskins and then they had to play Carolina in Carolina?
That was the only one.
Carolina.
That was the only game. That was the only one, didn't it?
No, because they played Carolina in Carolina, then they played the Redskins in DC, and then they had the NFC championship at home.
Who won the division? Who won that division that year? There's only 4 teams in the division, and the Cardinals didn't win that division that year, did they?
One at the year they played the 49ers in the NFC championship.
Oh, the 49ers. That's right. Okay, I get
the 49ers, because that was when they were on their stretch of back-to-back NFC championship.
But this ain't the same team.
Well, no, it's not the same team. But to say that they can't win on the road in the playoffs, they've done it before, and I'm one of those people. It's hard for me to bet against championship pedigree because you know how to do it. And if I got a team that's never done it before up against a team that's done it before repeatedly, I'm tempted to go with the team that's done it before because they know what to do. And they still have pretty much all of their key components. Now, this is another year removed when Marshawn Lynch isn't there because Marshawn Lynch will be back for the playoffs. But they got that Rawls kid that's beasting at the moment. He's beast mode too, I guess. Like he's doing his thing. Russell Wilson is playing good, and Angry Doug. Who knew Angry Doug is now like Happy Catching Doug?
I mean, that's gonna fizzle out. I'll go with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson making him look good, but you're gonna be conflicted if the Seattle Seahawks play the Giants.
Yeah. Then that's gonna be a tough game to call. That's gonna be a tough game.
It's a 3-point game either way. That's all I'm gonna say. And
that might be as painful to watch as the game was last night. Did you see that mess?
No, I didn't. I haven't actually sat down and watched games because I don't have a horse in the race, and especially this past weekend, I had already made in our league, I made the fantasy. I already made the playoffs. I didn't need the game. I was already
Oh,
locked in.
okay.
I was locked in as the 4 seed, unless, yeah, I was locked in as the 4 seed. So I was like, I don't need the game. I told Jason I was going to throw the game for him, and I still beat him. I put in a bad lineup. I put in actually. I didn't even look at my lineup
It's
honestly,
horrible.
and I still beat him. I was like, "Hey, Jason, you
It's
just
horrible.
won your year, bro."
Let me
But
tell you
yeah,
something.
yeah,
I can't buy a victory in that league or any fantasy football league at the current time. It's a mess.
yeah. Yeah. So if this is not, if this ain't the year, and I'm gonna say ain't, that Dave don't win, I don't know when he's gonna win. I just don't know. If he don't win it this year, I mean Sean, because Sean has got only one loss, but it was like 3 games. First of all, I lost to him by 2 points because I changed my running back and put in Mike Evans when he wasn't ready to go. So and got
Wow.
0 points from him, and every last one of my running him got 15 points that week. So I would have blew him out the first time I played him. He beat me last week or whatever a couple weeks ago, but a couple of games he should have lost. But I'm gonna give Sean his credit. His team is kind of beastly. He got lucky on a couple of picks,
Right.
but Dave's team is solid all the way down. I mean, not gonna win. I mean, I got a shot. I got a shot, but if Dave don't
Hey,
win, he just ain't gonna
any
win.
given
He just might as
Sunday.
well just check it up. Hey,
He
I
said he
got
should
a
quit
shot.
now.
Yeah, but my MVP is it was hurt last week, Tyler Eifert. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
everybody talk about Gronk. I'm like Tyler Eifert been
Yeah, yes. I have him
balling.
in another league and he was phenomenal.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and
So
I
maybe
can't I
AJ
don't even
Green
know
will
how to
make
make
up his slack. But anyway, yeah. So, but no, they're the East, whatever. I know you kind of sit in the middle of the whole Carolina Panther thing. I'm gonna tell you what. Let me tell you what about them Panthers, though. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna lay it alone. It's kind of hard. Here's the thing. It's easy to like the team. It's hard to not. It's hard to like the fans.
Yes,
That's my opinion. I can like
yes.
the team because if you really think about it, if in a vacuum, that's exactly the type of team you want to have. You got a star quarterback, flamboyant, confident, can ball out, know his game, know what he does. What Michael Irvin said on the NFL Network, he said that's the only team that got two superheroes on it. He said you got Superman at quarterback and Captain America at linebacker. I was like, that is hilarious. He's like, you got Luke Kuechly, he's Captain
I
America.
love it.
Hold up. I ain't saying like Michael Irvin. You got Cam Newton, that's Superman, and you got Luke Kuechly, he Captain America. I mean, that's when they making plays. They making plays.
Shut
My
up.
dude,
You
boy,
stupid.
Michael Irvin, the playmaker. But nah, I'm serious. They got some ballers on their team. People say they don't have any weapons, but here's the point. They don't have any weapons that we respect, but they get in the end zone. You can't score 40 points. Even when the defense scores 2 touchdowns, you can't score 40 points and not have some weapon. Something is scoring. Greg
Yeah, they don't
Olsen,
have any. Well, they don't have any weapons. I guess that except for like Ted Ginn. I've always liked Jonathan Stewart. His knock was he couldn't stay healthy.
yeah. Jonathan Stewart is a
So
beast.
he just
Tolbert
couldn't
is a
stay. He just couldn't
beast.
stay healthy. But this year, knock on faux wood, whatever this is, my laptop is sitting on. He stayed healthy. So, but I mean, they have a solid defense, and I coming from the NFC East, being an NFC East girl, I appreciate a solid defense, a good run game, all that good stuff, hard nosed, smash mouth football, if you will. It's the
Mm,
fans that make you not like them. It's almost like the Cowboys fans. They're real obnoxious.
mm,
Is that the Panther
mm,
fans don't really have a reason to be. Like
yeah.
y'all been around for 2 seconds, and this is the first time that y'all been really, really, really good.
No, no, no. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I mean, yeah, they made it to the Super Bowl before, but they've never been 12-0.
No, no, no,
Really, really.
no.
There's a difference between getting into the playoffs and making it to the Super Bowl, and folks are like that's a fluke and that's on a whim, and then being really, really, really good where you're going 12-0. And granted, they haven't really played anybody except for the Packers,
Now
but
hold up.
they
I'm
playing the
not going.
schedule. They're
I'm
playing the
not
schedule
going.
they were given.
You 12-0, you 12-0. Like this not we ain't talking 6-0, 7-0. That's
No,
12
I mean,
games.
but still, that doesn't change who they have on their schedule. If you haven't played anybody with a winning record, you haven't
But
played
I,
anybody with a winning record. It is what
but
it
I
is.
guess I guess
But
my point is what other team would you put favored over them other than maybe the Cardinals? There's no other team in the NFC or the AFC that I wouldn't think they couldn't beat at this point. So even if they haven't played anybody, I guess my point is I get what you're saying, but I guess I look at it. I'm looking at the bigger picture down the road as who will be able to. Because last week this is what was said: if you stop the run, then force them to have to beat you in the air, and and even though it was more of a shootout, that's what happened. So
I was gonna
now,
say I'm not sure New Orleans stopped the run. They just
but
nobody packed their defense.
there you go. Well, but I'm gonna
The
get.
defense decided they didn't want to go to New Orleans.
But here's what I'm gonna say about that though, because I don't look at. We've been looking at the Carolinas defense. There's only been 2 games this year where the defense could have been questionable, where they gave up a lot of points. Right, that happens. I
Right.
mean, even I went back and looked at the Ravens Super Bowl run, and we act like the Ravens didn't lose games that year. You know what I'm saying? Like the
They
Ravens,
did.
yeah, they lost 4 games, and they gave
Right.
up 2 games. They gave up 30 points. But the key was when they got to the playoffs, they stepped up their game. They only gave up like a total of 23 points in the playoffs combined or something like that, 26
Right.
points. So what I'm saying is when I look at the Panthers, they have the pieces to beat any team. And I'm thinking who other than the Cardinals, because the Cardinals may have a little bit more firepower, but they're hurting at running back right now. Every last one of their running backs are hurt. Other than the Cardinals, I can't see the Broncos favored over them. I can't really see the Bengals favored over them. I can't see the Patriots at this point with all their injuries favored over them. I can't see the Packers beating them at this point because the Packers don't. If you need a Hail Mary to beat the Lions, I love Aaron Rodgers, but if you need a Hail
Okay.
Mary to beat the Lions,
Which, by the way, one of the best Thursday night football games I've ever seen.
I'm gonna give Aaron
That was a
Rodgers his credit.
fantastic ending.
No, it was a
Fantastic
fantastic. Did
ending.
you? No, I told somebody. I said there's Hail Marys, and then there's Hail Marys. That man threw that ball straight up in the air, and where that ball landed, there's not a lot of quarterbacks that can make that throw. And I don't know if he planned, but that ball landed in the one spot. I'm like, how did
Yes.
he threw that thing straight up in the air and it came down right in the front of the end zone for that dude to catch the ball. I was like, this is unbelievable. How the
Perfect.
heck did he do that?
Absolutely perfect.
But like I
But
said,
the
I
but
don't
on
I don't see the
top of that,
Packers beating them though.
the rest
I don't,
the rest of the guys boxed them all out and they did everything they were supposed to. The
right.
Lions players did not, because what do you do when you have a Hail Mary? Knock it down. Knock it
They
down.
yeah, but
But
I'm gonna get a
but
Panthers. I
so
mean, until I see it, we gotta see it to believe it. We get that. It's kind of like the Bengals. They were so good.
it's like the Bengals. Like I like the Bengals. They're playing solid football right now, but because you are who you are until you aren't anymore, you're a team that can't win a game in the playoffs. So
If they
nobody's
get
buying into the Bengals until they
here's the
win.
here's the thing. If they do get the number 1 seed now, I'm gonna give them more of a shot, even though they can't get beat at home. They have been beaten at home, but I think this team is slightly different because I think on defense they're the same as they were probably a couple years ago. But I think on offense, I've been mad because I had AJ Green most of the year. He's been spotty. He's been okay the last couple of weeks, but I think they
Yes.
made it. I think they made it a point to tell Andy Dalton, you're gonna go to more of the screen game because we're not gonna let you just chuck it because we're gonna hone you in a little bit. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna have you pitch it out to Bernard. We're gonna have you throw a screen to Marvin Jones, and then we'll turn Tyler Eifert loose in the scene. Hugh Jackson is calling. You want to talk about assistant coach of the year? I'm going with Hugh
I
Jackson
don't think they give
because
assistant coach of the year awards, Pete.
I forgot that may be college. I think that's only college, but
I don't think that's an NFL thing. I'm pretty sure that's not what they do in
man,
the
they need
NFL.
they need to because Hugh Jackson had made Andy Dalton look like he about to get another contract. That's what's about to happen. He about to get another one. Refine that 30-40 million. But nah,
Hey,
man, I don't see it. The Panthers got as much. here's here's the game you want to see, and you know this. The way it's looking right now, here's the game you want to see. You want to see the Carolina Panthers and the Seattle Seahawks in its NFC Championship game because if the Seahawks make a run and the Panthers hold serve, that's the game everybody's going to want to see. Because even in the past, when the Seahawks beat them, it wasn't like they really ran away with the game against the Panthers. The
No,
Panthers
it was like
played
nine
them,
ten.
and even when and
I
when
want to say it was. I want to say it was like 9-10 because it was a defensive struggle.
and
It
this
wasn't
year
pretty.
when Cam and them went to Seattle, they found a formula to beat them. So I think everybody wants to see that game. I don't think anybody believes that Aaron Rodgers and them boys can hold up. The Vikings are good, but I
I
don't know
would.
if they're ready
I
for
would.
big time.
I would like to see. I'd like to see the Carolina Panthers against the Cardinals because the first once they played them
I don't want
in
to see that.
they played them in the first round of the playoffs that year when the Cardinals went and played the Steelers and because they played here in Carolina because the Panthers had the home playoff game
Yeah,
and
yeah, they beat
Kurt
them.
Warner Company beat the bricks off of them and Jake Delhomme.
Well, Jay
It
DeLong
was a
threw 9 interceptions that game. That was the game.
beat.
That was the game that Steve Smith sat on the bench next to Jake Delhomme and looked at him with this look on his face, like, dude, really? He threw like 6
But you know what?
interceptions.
I still blame that game. I still blame that on the offensive coordinator. Still blame that on the offensive coordinator because when they scored and then they turned around and they had scored. The game was 7-7, and then the Cardinals scored and it was 14-7. You're down by one touchdown. Why do you abandon the run game? Because that year they had like what the number 2 or 3 run game, and they completely
Mhm,
abandoned the run game and made
mhm.
Jake Delhomme throw the rest of the night. Well, they should have fired the offensive coordinator at halftime. Dude, that's not what you do because you don't have that type of quarterback. Run the
But
damn
but
ball. That's what you
but
do.
they thought they had the quarter.
No.
They thought they
I was
had.
I kept watching that game. I kept watching that game going, why aren't they running the ball? Just run the ball. You're down one touchdown. You do not need to get into a passing game with Kurt Warner. You're not going to win that way. And they didn't.
They need it
They made
there,
it
but
easy on the defense.
the Cardinals gotta stay healthy though. They falling into that they get into the injury bug, man. Because I mean, people may not think like losing Chris Johnson and Ellington being messed up. Though I mean, when you play with that chemistry and that rhythm all year, and then you lose your 2 top running backs. I mean,
Well, but to that token, though, everybody needs to stay healthy at this point. Cam Newton
no,
needs to
but
stay healthy.
but no,
The
no.
Panthers need to
Well, I'm
stay
not saying
healthy.
stay. I'm saying that they've already gotten hurt. I mean, of course, if Jonathan Stewart gets hurt, that's going to change their whole game. I'm just saying the
But
Cardinals are now
I'd
down to their
rather,
third and fourth string running back.
yeah, but
That's
if you're, but they're not. Well, only is Chris Johnson on? He's on IR, isn't he?
and Ellington can't stay on the field more than 2 plays a week. So they
Well,
need
but at this point, once you get what you need in the playoffs, yeah. Well, at this point, though, once you get to where you need to be, you can start resting your players. You got time to rest them up for the playoffs because they're going to be probably at this point like the 2 seed in the NFC.
Well,
So
but see, that's the thing. They're not. That's some thing. They're only 1 game up on the 2 seed, so they're gonna have to keep playing. You don't. I guess what I'm saying is that you want to be that 2 seed so you can get that bye. I don't think they're gonna have a chance to rest because I mean, technically speaking, Seattle can still win the division. They only got 5 losses, so I mean,
well, yeah, but
Arizona's gonna have to play it out.
don't they have like 3 more games? Well, aren't 3 of their last 4 on the road? Or are they home games?
I don't know, but I guess the only thing I was saying is that the Cardinals, like you said, they have had an injury bug. They've had that in the past, especially the Carson Palmer. But give him his kudos. He's hung in there and actually quiet as kept. Should be considered probably for the MVP his damn self. And
Yeah, he's
bottom line
having a
is
heck of a
they're going
season.
to be there and they're going to play. The Cardinals are a dangerous team. Don't get it twisted. They're this is Super Bowl caliber as
Right.
anybody.
And
But
and I
but I
and
but I
and I also think they have a chance of beating the Panthers if they get them in the playoffs. Like
I think
because
yeah.
my thing is that the Panthers when I say they haven't played anybody, because they haven't played anybody with a winning record, and even though like their division rivals, whether you have a winning record or not, they're going to play you hard. But some of the games that they should have run away with, they didn't. Like the Colts, they had to beat them in overtime, and teams that you should have beat, you struggled with. When you have teams that are well equipped on both sides of the ball, it's going to be a struggle and a challenge you haven't faced all season. So I don't necessarily think that just because the Panthers are 12-0, they're going to run through the playoffs. I just don't. I feel like see, I have more faith in Seattle if they get in the playoffs. And at this point in time, I have more faith in the Cardinals, even if they have to travel on the road and come to
I
Charlotte.
don't disagree.
I just do.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I just only thing is I don't disagree with you. I just never go with the whole philosophy they ain't play because I can say the Cardinals haven't played anybody and they got 2 losses. The teams suck. There's a lot of teams that suck in this league
There
this
are
year for some
lots of
reason.
bad teams here in the
Yeah, there's a
NFL.
lot of bad. So if you look at anybody's schedule that's got 10 plus wins or 8 plus 9, 8, 10 plus wins, six, five, probably 6 or 7 of those are against teams that are subpar. So it you don't really like you said the Cardinals are a threat because they can play both sides of the ball. But I guess that's what I'm
Right.
getting to with Carolina. They've shown me now that they can play both sides. I thought honestly it was smoke and mirrors. We talked about that 4 weeks ago. It's 4 weeks later, and
Right.
these dudes are still scoring freaking points. And I'm like, it's got to be magic. What the heck is going on? Seattle,
But they're scoring.
I'm gonna
But
leave it.
I'm like, they put up 40 points, but they put up 40 points against the Saints
Hey,
because
hey, I mean, we'll see.
because I'm like, what defense were they up against? Like really? And they probably would have blown out the Saints had it not been for Ted Ginn Jr. and all the multiple drop passes. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
we'll see. Like
okay.
I said, we'll see.
So I don't know per se that the offense has been challenged. That's just me.
Mhm. Okay.
But
I mean, we'll
we'll
see.
know
I
because that's
mean,
why you play the games. We got to see when it gets here.
yeah. I mean, like I said, you got
But
matchups and stuff.
regardless, win or lose, I'm not buying any Panther blue and black, so it's okay.
No, no,
Don't
no,
make me
no,
no never
no.
mind.
The only reason I wouldn't want the Panthers to really win is because I really don't still like the way they did Steve Smith. But other than that, I mean, if they win, they win. If they don't, they don't. I don't. It doesn't matter.
They
But
did do Steve Smith
no
hella
people, we're
dirty.
not changing. No people, we're not changing divisions. We're not re-ranking. It is what it is. Leave it alone. And let's re-rank the seeds, and even if the Redskins win the division, make them the 6th seed because they got to work. No, 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 we're not doing that. That's the point of being in a division, and people don't understand this. Everybody wants to change. As soon as everything always wants to change. Look, it's as simple as this. The reason why you stay in the division and you play the division is because it gives you an opportunity every year to recognize what changes you have to do to not only win your division, but win the Super Bowl, but you have to win the division to get to the Super Bowl. You should be making change. It is what it is. It's like people saying, "Well, I gotta have good credit to get a house." It's just the way it is. You gotta have good credit. I mean, that's life. That's the way it is,
Or
guys.
at least get a good
You
payment on
have
the
to.
house.
If you're the Dolphins, you should be making every ounce of change to beat the Patriots. That is your goal. That's how you get to the playoffs. You beat the
Right.
beast of your division. If you and the rivalries and all that, you're not taking that away. Man, get out of here. Cleveland Browns. They talk about Cleveland Browns being sucking, but every change that they make, opportunity, you gotta make a change to beat the Ravens and the Steelers and the Bengals. You
Yep.
gotta beat the teams in your division. That's how you manage a team. If I
To be the
take
man,
over
you
the
got to
Carolina
beat the champ.
Panthers, if I take over the Saints today and I see what's happened over the last 2 or 3 years, I'm thinking to myself, Tampa Bay's got a good defense and a young up and coming quarterback that might be a star in this league. I got to put some pieces in play to beat them, and I got to beat the damn Panthers.
Yep.
You gotta.
And
It
so
is what it
what
is.
I'm gonna
Don't.
need to do is
Oh.
I need a solid defense because I'm gonna need to stop them two boys. Because in a minute, Jameis and Cam gonna be running things in the
That's what
division.
I'm saying. And if I'm
That's
the
what you
Saints and I
do.
know I'm about to lose, and I'm about to lose Drew Brees in a couple years, I should be drafting a quarterback. I mean, you people, don't change nothing. They already changed the divisions. People tend to forget that just 15 years ago there were 3 divisions in each league. We didn't have this.
Yeah,
It was 3 divisions. It was
that
the
was it.
North, the South, and the Central. Come on now, and then you had the West. I mean, there were 3 divisions, and it went to 4. I mean, what was it? It was the East, the Central, and the West.
East to
Then they
West.
went
Yeah,
to
it was East Central
yeah,
West. They
East and
added
Central and the West, Central and the West. Then they went to East, West. Oh,
North
now
South.
you want to change it again? Now we won't be just going all East but a couple West, all West but a couple East. I mean, come on, man, just leave it
Shut up. You
alone.
crazy.
Just leave it alone. Get out, whatever, man.
Well, everybody's worried about the
Thing about
quality of
college
football that they're
is
showing. But
talking about 8-game playoff, 18 playoff, and the 4-game playoff, and I'm
it's
like,
too
man,
much.
college this is too much. This is too much. All I know is I'm going for the BWB. I'm going for Baker Mayfield, baby, Oklahoma. I'm going for Baker Mayfield. Yes, a Miami Hurricane fan is rooting for Oklahoma. It is there.
Well, that's
I like the
different.
name. I like
You
the
just like
name Baker Mayfield. That's just sick.
I want
He's like, what's your name? Baker Mayfield.
I want there to be a better reason.
Hey, people
I
can
like
pick
his name.
NCAA teams based on you
I
picking cats
like
based
picking a
on
team
how
based
good the
on
team.
uniforms.
How good you pick it based on how good the dudes looking. Don't even try. He's like, oh, that's a good looking team. I'll pick them. Oh, this is a good looking team. I'll pick
That was
them.
for
I
my
can pick based
bracket.
off of the name.
That was for my bracket in March Madness.
There you
We needed a
go.
deciding factor for the
Baker
matchup.
Mayfield. Well, I don't like Nick Saban. I do not like Nick
I
Saban.
know.
So
I know. He
and I
did go
always think
wrong.
Alabama is always overrated. They just look so good, and they're just like you said. Who have they played? The SEC is not that good this year. It is not. Don't
What is
even
it?
try it.
Don't they have two SECs now, North and East or something? Then it's a mess.
They got no, it's in West.
Oh,
SEC
okay,
East
East and
and
West.
West.
I couldn't
But
remember. I know there's two of them, and it's too many.
they be like, well, Texas, Oklahoma, Nick, you can't play teams like Lamar and all these teams are there, and you got Alabama playing Louisiana Monroe every year. Really, really, give me a break. And Louisiana
You
Monroe
don't know
scored,
that team is tough and high quality.
and they scored against Alabama.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to let Louisiana Monroe score.
I didn't
Come
even know
on
that
now.
was like a
And
real
then
place.
and me and Kurt Herbstreit, if you watching or somebody know you that's watching, I got a bone to pick with you because a couple weeks ago you tried to joan on my alma mater, talking about the Carolina Tar Heels hadn't played
Yeah,
anybody
he
and had
did.
a nerve to play North Carolina A&T, who just happens to be the MEAC champs and going to the Air Force Bowl, Reserve Bowl, playing North Carolina A&T. I'm like, man, I'm Herbie. Man, I got a bone to pick with you, buddy. I'm
Yeah,
not
he
happy
did
about
say
that
it
one.
like we were some sort of contaminated fungi or
Yeah,
something. I
like
felt some kind
like
of way about that when I saw
like
the
we
when I saw
can't
the playback.
when the team. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm gonna call like I said, me seeing the little highlights and seeing a little bit of that team, we could beat Lamar. We could beat Louisiana Monroe. I think the Aggie Dogs can take them boys.
We
We
can
can beat
take them.
Louisiana Monroe.
I
Yeah,
like it.
look at
I
that.
like it.
Shoot,
Hey,
what
Brian.
North Dakota State? Bring it on, North Dakota State. I don't know. I don't know. We
Bring
ready for North Dakota State though. Them boys might whip us. Anyway, but
it. Hey, we
yeah,
scored against Carolina twice.
yes. And we was the only team we scored, and a couple of ACC teams didn't. Now I think about it, because I don't think there was a couple of teams I don't think did score. They scored like 3 points.
Yeah,
Shoot,
you're right.
but
We scored two touchdowns. And we
everybody
and we
around here,
stole the halftime show. So take that.
everybody, everybody down here waiting for the bottom to drop though on Clemson. They trying to hold on to it. I mean, think about it. In this area, I mean, people truly in the South Carolina area that are Carolina Panther fans, they are on cloud 9 right now. They got Clemson and the Carolina for 12-0. Think about that.
That's
Like,
true.
think about that for a second.
That's true.
Really?
A lot of moonshine being made. A lot of moonshine being made.
Yeah. Clemson got a shot though. Them boys, they're a little.
Where are
I'm
they
gonna just
playing
say it. They
again?
got. I forgot, but Clemson is playing Oklahoma, which uh, they did not want to put Oklahoma because Previn even said this. Previn was like, if Oklahoma would have played Alabama, he said just based on the type of style and the matchup, he said he think Oklahoma would have ran them out of the stadium. He said
Probably.
because they just don't traditionally play well against the spread. There's not, I mean, when I say spread against a team that can out of the spread, not a passing spread team. Because a lot of those Big 12 teams, most of them are like passing spread. Baker Mayfield is a baller. He man, I'm telling you right now, Clemson gonna have their hands full. It's almost like they mirror each other. They're about the same type of team. They play the same type of style. Clemson and Oklahoma. Michigan State, I ain't gonna sleep on the Big Ten. We slept on them last year. Ohio State
Yeah,
fooled us. So,
that's true.
and as much as I think Michigan State shouldn't be there with that fluke, yeah, they had a fluke loss and a fluke win. So I guess it all balanced out.
It all
So
balanced out at the end. Worked out okay.
I guess who cares? And I'm just gonna say this. I want people to recognize and understand. I'm gonna go into basketball now. I'm gonna go to
Oh
the
dear.
76ers since I have Lanice on. But no, this is what I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna say this because
do we
people, and as a
do we
matter of
have
fact,
to?
as I well, no, as I say it, I'm going to actually go to the internet because nothing. They can't put anything that's not true on the internet, according to the commercials. I'm going to
Okay.
actually look
Where'd you
this
read that
up.
at? The internet. Okay. That's
Hold
funny.
on, I'm gonna go here real quick, and I'm going to
Hmm.
look this up. Let's see
And
if the
then
damn
Golden State
internet's
win
working.
again.
They lost.
I said, didn't they win again tonight? I'm pretty sure.
They probably did. Okay, here's what I want
Yeah,
people to recognize.
131 to 123. The Pacers were 123.
Okay, okay. Now here's what I want people to recognize. Everybody is
Okay.
watching. The two people that's watching. Okay. About the 76ers
Stop it. We got four.
being historically and tragically the worst franchise right now in sports. Okay? What's the year? It's 2015, right?
It is 2015.
Okay. Do you guys know fact that the 76ers were actually in the playoffs in 2012? Made it to the
They
second
were.
round.
They
So
did.
we're not talking about something that's been happening for years and years and years like the Clippers. This has only been going on for 3 years, but it's so bad that
Seems
you
like
have
an
to talk
eternity.
about it. We were
Seems
in
like
the freaking second round of the Eastern playoffs. Played the daggone. I believe we played the Bulls in the first round because Derrick Rose got hurt. We beat them.
and
We played the Celtics in the second round. We got beat by the Celtics before they got beat by the Heat.
yes. And didn't we go to like 6 games with the Celtics? Or did we?
6 games. Six
I
games.
think I
Andre
think we went six
Iguodala out
games.
there balling. We had like Andre Iguodala wasn't balling with the Sixers just 3 years ago. Like last year was just a fluke. Like, oh, Andre Iguodala can play. Yes, the boy can play. He always can
No, I
play.
was just no, that was just a sad moment to watch him play so well for somebody else because I knew he could play and it just didn't make sense that we wouldn't get anybody to help him in
I'm just
Philly.
happy he got a
We
ring.
just gave him.
I'm happy he got a ring because he's one of my favorite players. I'm happy he got a ring because he deserved it. He deserved to go to lead that mess. But I'm telling people, I
I
tell people
tell you,
every
it's
time we
grim
talk about
times,
this.
Pete. It is grim times out
Three,
here in these streets for a Philly fan. If you are a Philly fan and fan of the Philly team, it's hard out here for a pimp right now. The struggle's real. Struggle's real. Lots of people like on the bridge. Lots of people on the bridge at the Schuylkill River. Not looking good for the city. Not looking good.
I don't get it. And then I don't get it.
Baseball, basketball, hockey,
And then the
football,
one game, and
all
then the one
stuff.
game we win is the Lakers. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm like, why y'all win that one?
Right.
Who cares?
We're gonna
Who
we're
cares?
gonna beat the Lakers and Kobe's gonna put on the Eagles jersey. Wonderful. That's all's right with the world. WTF.
Oh
WT.
my goodness. But I tell people all the time, I was like, we're not talking about a team that's been I'm like, Doug Collins just coached his team 3 years ago. Doug Collins, he just coached his team 3 years ago.
Just it seems so long. It
Oh,
seems so long ago.
it seems like it's been like 6, 7 years since we've been in the playoffs. I'm like,
20.
this
Seems
team
like
was
20. I
competitive.
promise you it does.
I was like, they were competitive. They had a young crop of stars. And then next thing you know, this dude comes in and it's like, I'm like, dude, I mean, this is, I guess what bothers me is, and I'm going to leave it alone after this, is
Okay.
the players you got rid of became all stars or potential all stars with the team you sent them to. So Drew Holiday was an all star. Then you had Iguodala, who was a former all star. Vujicic went to the Orlando Magic and averaged 20 and 10, like 19 and 10. I'm like, what? You sit this young thoroughbred 6'11" baller? I'm like, what? That is young. I mean, these dudes weren't the greatest players, but they were entertaining. They were talented. And now you're just tanking seasons just to keep tanking and keep tanking. And I'm like, they got the
Well, because
Astros.
I guess they're like we're going to
I
get the
don't get
number
it.
one pick, but that's
But
not
it
how this
doesn't
works.
matter.
And it doesn't matter exactly because
It
how
doesn't
many more
matter.
guards can we draft? I just,
There's
jeez.
this kid that's coming out of LSU. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's got the potential to be. They talking about LeBron. All that. Everybody wants just like Jordan. No, the next Jordan. No, the next LeBron. Come on, guys. Bottom line is this kid is good. Simmons, he's good. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not good enough at this point. And I don't think even LeBron. What LeBron? It took LeBron 5 or 6 years to get his feet under him, and another 3 or 4 years to win a championship. What? He didn't win a championship until he was the ninth year.
Yeah.
I don't. So even if this kid is good, so we on a 9 year plan. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're on a 9 year plan. You act like this dude gonna come in the league and you're gonna win the championship the next year, or you're gonna get back to back number one picks and they're gonna win a championship the next year after that.
Moses
This ain't
Malone is
the self.
not walking through
This,
that door.
it's not gonna happen, man. It's just not gonna
Moses
happen.
Malone is not
So
walking through that door. Dr.
shoot,
J
Moses Malone,
not walking through that door.
Cunningham, Mo Cheeks, Billy Cunningham. Ain't none of them cats walking through the
None of
door.
them.
Charles Barkley,
None of them.
the young
Except to
Charles
watch the
Barkley.
game and be like, "Well, we are pitiful." Oh, sorry, but we're not bitter. Don't anybody think
Allen Iverson, he ain't walking through the door.
okay,
Allen
I'm
Iverson.
sorry.
I forgot how nasty Allen Iverson was when I saw till I saw them clips. I was like, this dude is
Yes,
serious.
he was crazy as a bag of rocks, but really talented.
Yeah,
Gotta
hometown man,
appreciate that.
it is. Oh, but anyway, shoot, what else is going on? Anything? I can't think of nothing, man. The NFL is
I'm trying to think.
Des
I don't think
Bryant.
there are any really big story. I mean, well, if you read the article, other than the fact that DeMarco Murray went to go whine to the owner about his role in the offense, I really can't. And that we talked about the NFC East, or least we've talked about the Panthers. I think we've really covered everything. We've been talking about the Hail Mary. We squeezed all of that in. It might be everything. I can't really remember anything else.
I think the only thing else
Oh,
I can
except
think
for
of is
Johnny. I'm going to talk about Johnny Manziel, but Jason's not
I
here,
don't want to talk about Johnny Manziel.
and I don't really
I
want
don't
to talk
have a
about it.
problem. I don't have a problem with good old Johnny Walker. That's what Jason called him, Johnny Walker Manziel. It's
But is he red
terrible.
or black? Is he Johnny Walker red or Johnny Walker black? Because
I don't
there's
know. I don't know, but that's what
and they
Jason
have
called
the
him,
new
Johnny
blue label.
Walker.
He might be the new blue label because I hear that's a little top, that's a little bit more top shelf. He might be since he's got money. He might be the blue label.
I don't know, but they talking about that craziness about Jerry Jones trading for him to back up Romo. I'm like, and by the way, look, I like Tony Romeo, but this dude is old, y'all. This dude is not young. He's an old dude.
Go ahead and
We
draft
can,
a replacement.
you got to, you got to draft the guy, man.
Go ahead,
You
start
gotta
them.
draft somebody, man, because this dude, Tony Romeo, is not. I give him a couple more years, man. And Des
Was
Bryant
Jerry
gonna be
Jones
doing
give him
a
another
TO.
3 to 5? Did Jerry Jones give him another 3 to 5 years?
That don't mean he gonna play another 3 to 5. I don't think he gonna
I'm
make it.
telling you. Well, no, that's what Jerry Jones said. He felt like he could play another 3 to 5 years. He thought Romo could play
Okay,
another 3 to 5 years.
whatever.
Hey
I
man, look,
mean,
I'm telling you what the ringmaster at his circus is telling you. Okay, don't get
uh,
mad at the
look,
messenger.
and all I know is, shoot, if I was look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. What's a team that's a quarterback away from a championship? Do you think I'm talking about? What's a team that's a quarterback away from a championship? I'm trying to think.
Mm,
Truly, if you put a quarterback in there, they go ball. They could be a baller. I'm trying to think.
uh, San
There's not a
Francisco,
lot of
maybe.
team. San Francisco. If
I'd
I
say
was
San
saying, yeah, you're
Francisco,
right.
maybe.
If I was San Francisco, I would do everything in their power to try to get Phillip Rivers to jump ship. Because they you
Yeah,
just wasted another 3 or 4 years of his talent. That dude is out there clowning with stats and can't win a game because his team sucks.
his team is
He
terrible.
out there throwing for 5,000 yards every game and can't win. I'm just like, this is terrible. And he's not. I mean,
I'm
he's old, but
frustrated
he's
on
not.
his behalf watching it.
And let's be real about this. When he came into the league, we was like, yeah, he's cool. Yeah. We did not think this dude will be a potential baller like that. This dude out here throwing darts all over the damn field
Yeah.
and craziness. But yeah, I guess that's about it. NFL. I mean, there's nothing really coming up. It's just sit back and watch the rest of the year happen. I guess Peyton Manning is about the only other story I can think of, and
And
if
right now,
he's
there's no
healthy,
real update. Yeah,
yeah, if
well,
he's healthy, you
I
play. If
heard
not,
Manning said he might start throwing this week or something. I don't
well,
know.
I guess this is what I said to somebody. I said, look, Brock is cool. And I don't think we thought Brock was going to be a bust or a fluke or anything. But
Right.
if you go into the playoffs and you don't put Peyton back, and like if you had, like I told last week, if you had that talk with Peyton Manning before he got hurt, to say, look, dude, what was going on? I mean, we got Brock. We can throw him out there. And then if he don't do well, we throw you back out there. If you had that talk, then you leave Brock in until you're 100% sure that Brock can't do it. But if you didn't have that talk and Peyton Manning's 100%, you got to play Peyton. Because the worst thing that can happen is he throw another 3 interceptions and you take him out. I mean, you gotta live and die with the dude you brought there because you're gonna have Brock the rest of the time. Even if Peyton decides to hang him up, you're gonna have Brock. So, but I'm not gonna sit here and make Brock the savior just yet. We always quick to crown somebody, something, a savior, or crown this person, or crown that person. You saw what happened when we did that to RG3. So y'all better
Well, now
back
I
up.
wasn't trying to crown Brock because I was like, well, he beat the Bears. So when people were
And
like,
even,
oh,
but I'm saying even beating the Patriots and all that, I'm not going there with
yeah,
that. I'm not.
but even beating the
I'm not doing that.
Patriots, I'm like, okay, but again, he's got a great defense, so
Right. Here's the
I'm not
reason
gonna.
why. Here's the reason why I am really, I'm leaving at this. As much as I love Russell Wilson, I kept telling y'all I'm not going to give Russell Wilson no more credit than what he deserves relative to how well that defense plays. Because when that defense don't play well, they lose. It's as simple as that. You've not heard anybody say the Seahawks lost because Russell Wilson, because the defense played good, but they lost. No, every time they lose, they go, the defense didn't show up, didn't play to par. They didn't play
Well,
to
that's
what
true.
their skill set is. You never hear Russell Wilson never gets probably more. He probably doesn't get the credit that he deserves in certain cases, and he
Well, that's true.
never gets blamed for any loss. Hell,
And
they ain't even want to blame him for the Super Bowl loss. What the
clearly,
hell's going on? Okay, well, I need to go up in here and get stuff. Get my Yeah, I gotta go check something out real quick. So peace out to you. All right.
all right. Talk to you later.
Later. Okay.
Peace.